Hello, champions. What would you do if you knew you could not fail? It's your Dr. C again, and I just thought about a very important issue, or one of the most important issues about health. If you don't love yourself, if you don't love your life, if you don't live your dreams and needs towards your personal internal vision, you cannot be healthy because you're constantly self-sabotaging yourself. So the most important part is that you really focus on today. What is it exactly that you really want? What would make your life perfect right now? What needs to change in your life right now? So basically, if you are living somebody else's life, so you live the dream of your parents that always wanted to achieve X, Y, Z, and they pushed you into that direction, but you always felt uncomfortable. So what is it in your life that you would change right now if you could? Don't think about if it's possible or how much effort it would be. It's basically think about what do you need to change? What do you want to have different in your life right now to be happy or happier? You need to be happy to be healthy. So we need to focus on that you write down what is it that makes you happy? What's missing so that you could be happy in your life? And these questions and answers are basically the solution. If you have a question, it will lead you, if you answer it yourself, to your solution. Life is not okay if you live other people's solution. I see all these rah, motivational or so-called motivational seminars, which are completely BS. There's all these rah stuff. When you leave, you're on a high, and a day later you drop in the deepest low ever, because that's not life, that's not reality. Professor Dr. Lange, the head of the Charité in Berlin, the most renowned university in Europe, he said, Dr. Coldwell is the only speaker I know of that leaves people with something that makes their lives daily better after he leaves. And this is what, see, I work on the root cause. I don't work on this BS stuff, jump up and down and say, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. It doesn't do anything for you. Positive thinking does not do anything for you, absolutely nothing. So it's basically really, really important that you rely on yourself, on your own feelings, on your own instincts. As you know, my system is called instinct-based medicine system because our instinct is a part of God, and it's God talking to us. So we cannot be wrong if you follow our instincts, not wishful thinking. It's a big difference. If you really want something, or if you really need something, and you shouldn't wait until you need something and put your wants away, because a want is not a strong enough motivator to get yourself going. A need will be. So that's why so many people, if they get cancer, they finally start moving, finally start changing, finally start researching about health, about breathing, about goal setting, and very often they don't even have the right energy anymore to really change their lives on their own. That's why I invented the IBMS coaching system to get people back on track. It's like rolfing, invented by Ida Rolf, is setting the muscles back to where they belong, the muscle layers, the muscle groups, and that's why the pain goes away permanently or for a long time. And it's the same thing with the IBMS coaching. We do not really stretch ourselves far enough. And stretching, that just reminds me of a different analogy. A friend of mine has a studio called Get Stretched, where they stretch people because we sit too much, we don't move enough, and our muscles get shorter and more painful, and our mobility is getting worse. And so when people say, why do I need to pay to have you stretch me? I can stretch myself at home. Then his answer is, you can't, because you will never go as far as is needed to put your muscles back in a perfect shape. And that's what it is. I kind of like analyze everything. I'm kind of like a born analytical person. There's nothing that I touch in life, direct or indirectly, that does not make me think how it works, why it couldn't work. And so I analyzed it, and I watched him stretching me, and it was at least 10% more than I could ever had stretched myself. The good thing is the results are instant and long-lasting. If you get through the first set, it's really long-lasting. And this is the same as with the IBMS system. Yes, you could stretch yourself mentally, emotionally, physically more, but you will not do it by yourself. I yell at people, I have to sometimes insult them, or have to just give them just the courage to do the first step. So basically, I'm your best and I'm your worst friend in the IBMS coaching, because you want to have a different life. I can get you there. And so it's really important that you really start stretching yourself. It all starts with goals. If you have no goals, you are like a blindfolded person with a bow and arrow, and trying to shoot a target that you don't even see, that you don't even know where it is. In this case, to achieve a goal, you don't even know that you have that goal. But we all do that. The answers are all in you. This is so hard and difficult for me very often to explain to people. The answers are there and they are in you. You could find them yourself if you dig hard enough, if you stretch yourself hard enough. But the problem really is we rarely do, or the second it gets better, less pain, feeling better, we stop stretching ourselves. We stop doing what got us better in the first place. And very often it's for me like I'm imagining being your best friend. I have only your best interest in mind. So how can I help you to understand yourself better? How can I help to dig out what your life should be about? When you were born, you were born perfect. My very first book is called You're Born to Be a Winner, or You're Born to Succeed. In English, it's You're Born to Be a Champion. It's in endless languages, and it's still a bestseller after, 50 years now. And because I believe we are born perfect. So this is the most important part. We believe we are born to be perfect. We are born to be champions. And then after a study of the Harvard University, we heard up to our 18th year of life, 184,000 times, no, you cannot do that, it's impossible, everybody else but not you, you're too small, you're too tall, you're too whatsoever, so you don't even try. You have been conditioned to believe you cannot. And I'm here to condition yourself, yes, you can. There's nothing you cannot do. The formula, the IBMS formula for success is very, very simple. Get clear goals and walk towards your goals every single day. get up one more time, then life throws you down, and life will throw you down. Just get used to it to get up again, instantly up again. Don't have a self-pity party with yourself. Just say, okay, I learned something here, I try it differently. And don't make a compromise against yourself. The second you're making compromises against yourself, you make a compromise against your life, and the self-destruction begins. You are in a bad mood all the time, you're sad all the time, you're depressed all the time, because somebody else or a group or a religious group or a club you are participating in is teaching you the opposite. And the opposite means if you fall down, just lay down, stay down, and recover. No, you need to get up right away. And that reminds me on when I met my best friend for the very first time. I was giving a retreat on a horse farm. So we had a very deep boot camp, a really deep, who am I and how can I be the champion and achieve the results I deserve to be or deserve to create. And my friend was the very first time on a horse in his life, and these horses they're really calm. But the idiots that tied the saddle did not tie the saddle tight enough, so it tilted to the side and he fell off the horse. And I'm thinking, oh wow, that's a bad start. And remember, I didn't know him before. And what happened is the helpers went to the horse, tied up the saddle, and he got on the horse instantly again. There was no blinking, there was no fear, there was no what happened if I fall down again. No, he was goal-oriented. He was going to do the boot camp from the beginning to the end. And it's very interesting. When this happened, my very first thought was, wow, that's a winner, that's a champion. This is somebody I want to work with. And we're working together now for 15 years, and he is by far one of the most successful geniuses I know. And this is what I want you to understand. If you get on a horse, you will fall down. So what? Get back up. That's the most important rule for horseback riding. You will fall. And if you stop after you fell, you will be scared for the rest of your life getting back on a horse again. So let's today start getting on the horse again. And you think, what does it have to do with health? What does it have to do with curing myself from cancer? It's very simple. You take charge, you take the reins in life, you make your decisions completely independent on circumstances, what happens, or the people around you. You just simply get up and get on again. And this is what I think is the character trait of every winner, of every champion. You get back up on the horse instantly. You don't focus on falling down. You don't focus on what could have happened when you fell off the horse. And the interesting thing is, I have seen so many people falling off a horse and have never seen anything except by myself really bad happen. Yes, some people maybe break their finger or their arm, but this is really, really rare that something bad happens. I fell off the horse so often that I sometimes think I was more next to the horse than on the horse. And when it's a good analogy actually. What happened was, for me, I have to be a real man. I have to be invincible. I have to be able to do whatever it takes to achieve whatever I want to achieve. So for me, my picture as a real man is you have to have a black stallion. I'm in horse breeding for 40 years now. And I had this vision of a powerful black stallion. And in this picture, I had to break that stallion myself. So I was getting on the horse, and I was on a farmer's field. And the farmer collected all these stones on the farm that always come up on the field after he plowed the field, and put them all on the side on a little tiny hill. And so I was on my black stallion, extremely fast. And I even wondered how fast this horse could run. And all of a sudden, like he has never seen it before, and he has seen it endless times, he sees the little hill of stones, and he stops like he ran against the wall. He didn't get slower or went to the side, right or left. No, he stopped directly in the middle of this little hill of stones. So I'm flying over him and land on my lower back on the lumbar spine. And the pain was unbelievable. But the person I had with me said that looked really, really bad. And I said, okay, call a helicopter and help me to stand up. And so I got up, and I knew if I can get back up, I will heal again. I will be better. For 4 months, I was in a wheelchair. But the main thing is that the professor who ran the hospital was a friend of mine. And he said, I just looked at your x-rays, you're never going to walk again. And I said, just watch me. So 4 months in a wheelchair, I was giving motivational seminars on a wheelchair. And I had a little trucker horn to make this all a little bit more uplifting and positive. Imagine giving a motivational seminar where you cannot move the way you're used to, or your audience is used to, and you're on a wheelchair. That's really a dramatic, depressing picture instead of an uplifting one. But after half an hour, I got used to it, and my audience got used to it, and everything went normal. And so you see me on stage, I'm walking, and I'm jumping up and down, and I'm completely fine. So when my professor friend said, do you want to see the x-rays? I said, no, I don't want to see the x-rays, because I did not want to manifest the broken bones, the completely mess up in my lower back. So I said no. And I went on, did my IBMS technical contemplation exercises, and 4 months later I was be on stage again and be the usual me. But that taught me that you will never stop learning. You will always fall in life. It doesn't matter if it's from a horse, if you got into a sports exercise, excuse me, into a sports accident, or you are like in a bad marriage and you get divorced and you have a horrible divorce, and now you say, never gonna be married again, I'm never gonna be in a relationship again, it hurt too much. No, you have to look at what you want, not what you not want. And there are people that are motivated in different ways. There are people that are forward thinkers. They say, I want that $1 million. Or people that are motivating themselves by getting away from something and never want to be poor again. These are the two motivational systems. You go whether towards something you want or away from something, in this case being poor, not wanting to be poor again. And you are basically on your way to success if you just create a goal. So let's work together in the IBMS system. I need you to write down, what do you really want in life? If you had no limitations and you basically had a genie and you had all the wishes in the world for free, and everything you write down now you're going to get. So I want you to stop the video and write down, what would you have, what would you want to do, who would you be if you knew you could not fail and if you had all the wishes free that you can think of. Now we are in opportunity thinking, an opportunity. For example, what will I do and change and have when I have my health back, when I overcame my ill conditions and have basically my full, beautiful life ahead of me? How will I be? And imagine yourself being absolutely perfect, standing in front of a full-size mirror, seeing yourself in a perfect shape, a perfect weight, with shiny eyes, happy, being strong and powerful, and describe it in writing. What would be, how would you look like? You would like 10 years, 20 years younger. Your physique is upright and straight. You're powerful and strong, flexible, and your skin looks glowing. Your eyes are shining. And then when you see this picture of yourself, the perfect you, mentally step into that healthy, perfect picture or version of you and take it over. Like become one with the perfect creation you just contemplated. And in your mind, you start moving in this body, in this healthy body. You see yourself, maybe somebody saying, how are you? How's your health today? And you say, I'm absolutely perfect. I'm strong. I feel perfect. And so I always see in the reaction of people when, let's say, a cashier in a supermarket asks me, how do you do? And I say, pretty close to perfect. And I see in their faces, they never heard this before. And they wondered how I got there. What's the difference with me? And we always get into some kind of a conversation. Most of them end up in my next motivational, personal educational seminar, just because they want this feeling, they want these ideas, they want to feel better about themselves. And this is what I help my clients, seminar attendees, and patients to feel better about themselves. Everything comes from the inside out. So it's like a seed. A seed is, the farmer puts the seed into the earth and then it starts growing through the earth. It doesn't get rid of the field and all the earth, all the sand. No, it grows through the sand, through the dirt, and builds up because the potential of the seed is still buried and becomes the root of the growth, whatever you're planting. And so therefore you need to be clear of what you're planting. What exactly do you want to do? What do you want to be? You cannot be anything if you don't have a clear vision of what you want to be. And interesting is, in my teaching people public speaking, it's so, I saw the studies everywhere. 80% of all the people say their main fear is of public speaking. And when they leave my seminar, they are ready to speak publicly about their subject matter with anybody at any time without preparation and just getting a microphone and getting started. And the same happens with everything else. I have people leaving my seminars completely healthy, no matter how sick they were before, because they understand health and success is a matter of attitude. So this is what you are after: changing your motivation, changing your focus, changing your attitude. And the thing is, when I do seminars or when I do videos for you like this one, I want to give back. When my mom was so sick on hepatitis C, liver cirrhosis, fatty liver, liver cancer in a terminal state, about 50 years ago, I made a deal with God, and I said, God, if you help me to cure my mom, I didn't say cure my mom, it's completely bullshit. If you help me to cure my mom, I'm going to spend the rest of my life to help other people and their children not to have to go through the pain and the horror and the fear and the worries that my mom and I had to go through. My mom lived after this another 48 years completely healthy, even that she had the prognosis a maximum of 6 months to live. And my father, he said, I don't want a sick wife, and just left. He left, and that was kind of like a really, really good thing in retrospect, because it was just my mom and me trying everything to get her healthy, trying everything to help her. I traveled the entire Asian realm. I traveled the entire world. I met all the major healers in Brazil, and I started to learn tools and every single things that could work. I mean, even stupid stuff like voodoo. And then I'm an analytic person. I try to find out, why does voodoo work sometimes and sometimes it doesn't? Why does a placebo effect work sometimes and sometimes it doesn't? It's all the same mechanism. If your insight is changing, if your focus is changing, if your needs are changing, not your wants, your needs, what do you really need to be happy, healthy, and successful? And I figured my way into the IBMS system. It was first called NAPS, Neuroassociative Programming System. And I wondered, because at the beginning, I cured all these people. I believed I cured all these people. Realistically, you can cure nobody. Nobody can cure you. You can only cure yourself. So, and the NAPS system got rid of the symptoms, like this hocus pocus stuff with NLP and all this absurd stuff that just suppresses symptoms, like basically modern medicine suppressing symptoms through chemical surgery or radiation whatsoever, but that doesn't get rid of the root cause. And I figured in all my searches worldwide, and I nearly talked and worked with everybody out there that was producing extraordinary results in humans. And I figured out that you need to achieve to reach the person in the inside, in the deep inside. Allow him to be himself or herself. Allow this person to find out what their real needs are, and then help them to create a way. And by the way, as a side effect, I became the most successful personal development trainer in the world. I trained for nearly all the significant companies and like IBM, stuff like that. So it was really important to me that I develop something that's reproducible, that I can teach somebody to do for themselves, because I learned with all these hocus pocus guys and all these tricksters and these fakers that they just want to get power over you. It's like with a cult. Every cult, no matter the size, is really bad and dangerous. It's like the Catholic Church and all their rules and regulations making you feel guilty all the time, feeling bad about yourself all the time causes more cancers than anything else. And NLP is the same thing. You suppress the symptom, but you never get rid of the root cause, why the symptom occurred in the first place, and it's very dangerous. It usually ends up in cancer. So basically, I'm curing cancer patients for 52 years now. And I can tell you, every cancer patient is curable, but you need to want it. Very often, I run people through some testing at the beginning, make it complicated to sign up, and just watch the ones that really want to heal themselves, that really want to be healthy, really want to be successful. I created more billionaires or superstars. I trained successfully with Olympic medal winners and world champions in all kinds of fields, because success is all based on the essence of the IBMS system. It doesn't matter if you have cancer of the wallet, being poor, cancer of the relationship, meaning you're lonely, cancer of your body. It's all the same thing. You have to identify the root cause. And there are so many a-holes out there that blubbering because they know that what I do works with 66,000 cured patients with an autoimmune disease, and with having 9 million live seminar attendees with unbelievable testimonials. You find many of the testimonials on my website. The main website is Dr. spelled out, LeonardColdwell.com. So drleonardcoldwell.com, and Coldwell with an O, like cold and well. And you find there a lot of, I think, hundreds or maybe thousands of video testimonials. And this is the only thing that matters. Results matter. And everybody that knows me knows my main saying is only results matter. I don't care about your excuses. I don't care about why it's difficult and how it's difficult. I don't care about your self-pity parties with yourself. And IBMS coaching also means, IBMS coaching also means to sometimes push you over the edge until you say, now I'm done, now I'm going to do it. I'm done with this feeling feeling of being a failure, failing, not having the money and the wealth I want. And everything is about money. Don't believe all the other BS, where everything is love, flower power, hippies ended up. You have seen it if you are old enough. That doesn't work, and you have to just love everybody. No, and then this Christianity BS. I'm raised a Christian. I'm raised as an evangelical, and I believe in God, very, very strongly in God. But I don't believe in all these BS that's been created by humans to restrict or control humans or take their money. And every restriction that's not in your realm of your own personality needs will harm your soul, will harm you and make you sick, maybe even kill you. So you have to also make a list to get rid of all the people that put you down. And it's very interesting how many people, I think over 70% of all cancers are relationship-based, and some of my patients basically got a spontaneous healing just by deciding I'm going to get divorced, and they really went out there, got a lawyer, and got rid of the root cause of their personal problems or diseases. You have to identify the people that make you feel bad, no matter what. If they say you cannot do this, or your ideas are stupid and you shouldn't do that, these people need to get out of your life. Make a list and say the ones that have to go, even if it's family members. And in my IBMS system, I teach you how to deal with the ones you don't want to get rid of, and how to get rid of them mentally, emotionally, take the power away from them, and become the person you're supposed to be. My dear friends, all of this might be a lot to take in right now. I have a goal-setting workshop in every of my books, all in all 25 mega best-selling books, because I think creating clear goals and visions, start to believe in yourself, creating action plans will get you there where you want to be. So send me an email to ibms@drleonardcoldwell.com, and I send you my latest goal-setting workshop, and you can start right away, and it doesn't cost you anything. As I said, I made a deal with God to help as many people as I can, and that's part of it. These goal-setting workshops that I gave cost $15,000 per person, and now I'm giving the essence of it away for free. So write me to IBMS for Instinct-Based Medicine System at drleonardcoldwell.com, or go to my website, drleonardcoldwell.com, doctor spelled out, and you can find my personal email address there, and you can also find all links of really good things that are good for your health, good for your mental and emotional health. And remember, cancer, in my opinion and experience, has been created by living in constant worries, doubts, and fears, making compromises against yourself. That's where cancer comes from. All the other stuff is not really that important. Yes, of course, you can poison yourself with the fluoride in the drinking water or the toxins that are sprayed on our produce. But your body's immune system and the immune function and your energy needs to be low enough to allow this even to happen. We survived the chemtrails, and the crooked globalists wondered, how is this possible? We spray all these toxins, all these poisons on them. We gave them all the vaccination with all the horrible side effects, and they are still alive. These humans just don't die off. I know why, because we have the strongest healer in the world, in us, God, and that means our immune system. So just follow your instinct. And if you want to get my book, The Only Answer to Cancer, via Amazon, you can get that too. But you find most of my books as downloads on drcdownloads.com, and take charge of your own life and take charge of your life now. Get out of your seat, clap your hands and say, it's time. It's my time. And I am somebody. And then you start. So write me to ibms@drleonardcoldwell.com for upcoming seminars, other events, my holistic, really holistic, including everything, healthcare center, and all the other news. You can sign up also on the drleonardcoldwell.com newsletter. It's a free newsletter, and we inform you of everything that's going on and things you should know, even in the political realm, since I cured a lot of people in very high positions. I have a lot of insider knowledge and a lot of contacts and a lot of friends supporting me and my movement, the IBMS, the Instinct-Based Medicine Movement. So my dear friends, let's get started. If you want, let's do it together. Get an IBMS coaching by me personally, and write to IBMS@drleonardcoldwell.com. That was it for now. I try to make a video every day, but I tried this before, and then all these things are coming up that is stopping me. I'm also working on a brand new studio, So is there somebody out there that's interested and knowledgeable about how to create a perfect TV or broadcast studio? Please write me at ibms@drleonardcoldwell.com. And later I'm going to offer some other jobs. And I'm just tired of seeing that the world goes down. It just goes down. And all these infomercial kings that come out of nowhere basically with imagined products, with imagined results. Testimonials are everything. I have thousands or hundreds of thousands of testimonials on video on the internet. Also, if you want to know more about me, go to 40yearsdrc.com, and you get my background. You see that I trained for the largest companies in the world. I trained and educated the largest health insurance companies, and everything is possible. Just let's stick together, get together, become a member of my IBMS Master Society, and you get all the information, everything for free, including in the membership. So just send us an email or subscribe to the newsletter on Dr.Leonardcoldwell.com. My dear friends, you're born to be a champion. You're not born to be mediocre. You're not born to be middle class or lower middle class. You're not born to be mediocre. You're born to be a champion. Just believe me. There's a seed of God in you, and the God talks to you, to your instinct. Start listening to your instinct. Start fighting. Get up right now. If it's one more time, this is the time. Get up one more time. Write us an email, and let's get started together. That was your Dr. Leonard Coldwell, better known as Dr. C. I wish you all the best. I know you're born to win. I know you can do it. So please do it.